Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5.
What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about?
The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has left the White House in Washington without a deal after he and President Trump had an unprecedented shouting match in the Oval Office.
God bless, you will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
The US president told his Ukrainian counterpart to be thankful and accused him of gambling with World War III. Zelensky said there should be no compromises with Vladimir Putin.
And he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now.
The talks come a week after Zelensky said Trump was living in a disinformation space created by Russia, while the US president accused Zelensky of being a dictator.
You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
Hundreds of national, oceanic and atmospheric administration staff have been laid off in the latest development in the Trump administration's efforts to slash the federal workforce. Around 880 workers, including weather forecasters, have had their jobs terminated. The cuts come as Elon Musk, as the head of government efficiency, continues a push to reduce spending through funding cuts and firings. An NOAA spokesman said the agency would not comment on internal personnel matters. Greeks are holding their biggest protests for years and taking part in a general strike to mark the second anniversary of a rail disaster that left 57 people dead and dozens more injured. It was during the night of the 28th of February 2023 that a passenger train packed with students collided head-on with a goods train near the Tempe Gorge in central Greece. An inquiry concluded on Thursday that the accident was caused by human error, poor maintenance and inadequate staffing. Mexico has extradited 29 alleged drug cartel members to the United States, including high-profile gang leaders. Those extradited include the notorious drug lord Rafael Caro Quintero, who has been wanted by the US for the murder of an American agent 40 years ago. The move, considered to be the biggest extradition in Mexico's history, is seen as a major step in bilateral security relations between the two countries. It comes after US President Donald Trump threatened to impose tariffs on imports from Mexico earlier this year, accusing it of failing to tackle drug trafficking and mass migration. At least 41 road workers have been trapped after a massive avalanche struck a remote border area in the northern Indian state of Uttarakhand. A police spokesperson said that 16 workers had been rescued and moved to an army camp nearby. The avalanche hit a camp of the Border Roads Organization in Mana in Uttarakhand, which shares a border with Tibet. A senior district official said that there was no information yet about whether there were fatalities. Romania's Justice Minister Radu Marinescu has called for a public explanation into why the controversial social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate were allowed to leave the country on Thursday. The brothers, who are facing charges including human trafficking in Romania, had been under a travel ban for more than 2 years before it was lifted, allowing them to fly to the US. Andrew and his brother Tristan have strongly denied the allegations against them. The brothers are dual US-UK citizens and were first arrested in Romania in 2022. And the pop star Katy Perry will blast off into space as part of an upcoming all-women flight on Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. The fireworks singer will be joined by Blue Origin owner Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, CBS presenter Gayle King, former NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bao, civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, and film producer Kerry-Ann Flynn. Blue Origin said this is the first all-female spaceflight to take place since the Soviet Union's Valentina Tereshkova's solo mission in 1963. There is no specific date for the launch, but Blue Origin said it would take place this spring. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.